These are the stories topping the news. A new marina launched in New Guinea. Ministry of Finance spotlights the additions to the VAT-exempt list. And Belmont Farm to host an event focusing on natural wines today. Hello and welcome to ZIZ's Midday newscast for Friday, December 5, 2014. I'm Jason Davis. Now the news in detail. A new marina in New Guinea is expected to bring several benefits to the community and the nation. Marina Telka is the brainchild of local entrepreneur Reguel Francis. And during an official launching ceremony on Thursday, Desley Greenaway, the Assistant Comptroller of Customs, said the new marina will also aid in law enforcement.
We have had a problem in boarding vessels down in the Sandy Point area. And quite literally, the officers had to walk out into the seawater to board the vessels, to check the vessels, assess duties, search for contraband, etc. So we partnered with Reg, and he allowed us to put an office just behind of me on the hillside where we operate from.
The new marina should feature approximately 80 slips and will provide a docking facility for yachts and fishing vessels. This follows the recent launch of the St. Kitts Nevis National Yachting Policy, which aims to create a sustainable yachting sector in St. Kitts and Nevis, taking into consideration the potential of the marine environment and the probable economic opportunities. And following the announcement of an increase in the number of the VAT-free items being sold locally, the Ministry of Finance has published a leaflet detailing the new items and the changes. According to the ministry, since successfully restructuring the national economy, St. Kitts Nevis has significantly lowered its debt stock and at the same time has bettered its fiscal outlook. The government has determined that the benefits of the new economy should be shared by every household in the Federation. As a result, not only has the value-added tax been eliminated from these new items, the import duty has been eliminated as well. According to the ministry, this extended list covers a much wider range of items beyond just food and with savings for all individuals and households. Later today, Belmont Farm on Kittish Hill will host an event which focuses on natural wine. This is in anticipation of the farm's December 12 official opening. This week, newly appointed Master of Wine Isabelle Legeron stopped by our studios to brief us on her background and position as Master of Wine.
Sure. So a Master of Wine is a qualification. We call it MW for short. It's a bit like a PhD in wine. So you spend a few years learning all about, the soil, the wine tasting, the theory. You have to write a thesis and so on. And there's about 300 of us sort of in the world, and we all have kind of different jobs.
Legeron promised to establish a wine culture at Kittish Hill and advised that she is currently facilitating training to ensure the staff is ready for next week's opening and beyond.
But I've joined the team at at Belmont Farm and Kittish Hill in general, really to for two main reasons. The first one is to bring wine culture to the team. We have a lot of new team members and a lot of people obviously from St. Kitts and Nevis. And very often, people may have tasted wine a little bit, or some have never had wine before. So my job is to bring the culture of wine alive, get them to realize that actually, there are lots of differences that goes really well with food. So I've been doing a lot of training. I've done like food and wine matching seminars, how to taste, just to bring a little bit of the wine culture. Essentially so that people, our team feels a bit more relaxed, so that they know that they can interact with the guests really easily, and that wine actually is not a very difficult thing. So that's my.
Among Legeron's many accolades is the title Wine Woman of the Year 2009 in Paris. In regional news, St. Lucia's national initiative to create employment is getting a boost from its new relationship with the Venezuela-led ALBA Alliance. The country announced this week that the ALBA Bank would be extending grant financing in the amount of $10 million over 2 years to St. Lucia to support the initiative. According to a statement from ALBA, the grant is provided to create job opportunities and highlight the capabilities of the unemployed to ensure sustainable or full-time employment in an environment that maximizes socioeconomic rewards. St. Lucia will be investing another $3 million in training for employment for the cruise sector in particular. The Guyana Gold and Diamond Miners Association is disputing the amount of support being given by the government. Ivor Wharton has the details.
Miners had asked for the government's intervention in order to ensure the sustainability of the mining industry, seeking a number of concessions. Among these were the reduction of rental payments by 2% for small and medium-scale miners once the price for gold is less than $1,400. Duty-free allowance for spare parts and equipment which already enjoyed duty-free tariff status, such as excavators, reduction of the tax vis-à-vis the price of fuel, and the reconvening of the Interministerial Task Force that is supposed to meet, discuss and make recommendations to President Ramotar. According to the Guyana Gold and Diamond Miners Association, the GGDMA, the concessions are only extended to large-scale miners and not to small and medium-scale miners. The association noted the $1 billion project for improved mining technologies and mercury-free mining, but said this is a long-term project and what the association is asking for are measures that will bring immediate relief for the sector. The miners who work on the small and medium scale say just a quarter of the amount of money allocated to fixed roads in the interior has actually been spent. With regards to fuel, the GGDMA said it received a license to import and distribute fuel to its members, but to do so at this time would not be advantageous. The association wants continued dialogue with the Ministry of Natural Resources and has urged urgent action as most miners face an uncertain future in the industry as the price continues.
On the international scene, strong criticism is growing in the United States after the grand juries decided not to press charges over the death of Eric Garner. We hear more in this report.
The grand juries that decided not to indict officers Wilson and Pantaleo are part of a system enshrined in the Constitution, considered by the framers to be an important check on government power. But now there is growing criticism government prosecutors can hijack the system to get results they want. The Cato Institute's Timothy Lynch co-authored a scathing analysis 11 years ago, a grand facade, how the grand jury was captured by government.
If they want an indictment, they're going to get an indictment. If they don't want an indictment, it won't happen.
A grand jury is significantly different from a regular jury in a trial. It meets in secret to protect those who may not be charged. Prosecutors dictate what evidence and witnesses the jury sees. There's generally no judge or defense attorney. Last week, St. Louis prosecuting attorney Robert McCullough defended the grand jury that declined to indict Officer Wilson.
They were extremely engaged in the process, asking questions of every witness, requesting specific witnesses, requesting specific information, and asking for certain physical evidence.
But critics say grand juries rarely indict police officers for fatal incidents.
China is now home to the world's fastest growing aviation industry. A 10% increase in air travel means 140 million more people in the air. Al Jazeera's Adrian Brown has the details.
Military-style, students march to class, but they're not training for the army. These are rookie pilots in a country that desperately needs them. China's biggest aviation academy is turning out 600 pilots a year. Zhao Yu, who's 21, is one of them. It can be a lucrative career in China, a pilot's potential salary almost $100,000 a year.
Compared with other jobs, the pilot's salary is considerably high. This is going to make my life better and also the life of my parents.
Zhao is among the 60,000 students who apply each year for a place at Tianjin's Aviation Academy. Only 1 in 10 is accepted. China's growing middle class is driving the growth in air travel. The Civil Aviation Authority says the country will need 500,000 more pilots by 2035. Few industries in China have expanded as rapidly as aviation, but it faces a familiar problem. Infrastructure and training simply aren't keeping pace with demand, which means that China currently has a shortfall of some 10,000 pilots. It's not just pilots China's short of. More air traffic controllers are also needed. Currently, there are just over 8,000. They're trained at the academy as well.
Based on the prediction, we need 15,000 to 20,000 in China. So we still have a lack of 7,000 or 8,000 traffic controllers in China.
The Academy has no women trainee pilots. Instead, the majority of its female students are learning another skill, the etiquette for becoming a flight attendant.
And now the weather. Showers are expected today along with cloudy skies, and temperatures will reach a high of 28 degrees Celsius. Sunset this evening will be approximately 5:34 p.m. And that's it for ZIZ's Midday Newscast. Thank you for watching. I'm Jason Davis. Have a great day.